We all talk about subcontracting feature, and we all work being in IT industry with some of the subcontractors while working on the project, and it's much needed that they are controlled well, and their time entries, their subcontracts that we work with them are managed within the system itself, which was not the case up until now in project operations. But yes, now project operations is enabled to get us to work with subcontractors and create subcontracts for them. Yes, it's in preview mode. It's only available for light deployment environments, but don't be sad. Post April, it will be enabled for other deployment types as well. It enables us to do the following things, which is maintaining the price list of vendors, meaning the subcontractors that we are working with. So we have an agreed price list with them. We can actually create a subcontract, assign subcontracts that we create to the project, and create the subcontractor's contact to a bookable resource so that we can facilitate time entries for them. For example, if I have a subcontract, I'm a subcontractor and I have a contact, I mean XYZ, the person who works with me, to make him a bookable resource in the system so that he can do the time entries when he's working on a particular project. So this is just a basic background of what subcontracting is. Now I am more interested in showing the demo of what exactly it looks like. So I will just pull in the screen here of my environment that I'm logged in into. The first thing that I would like to show you is how to enable this feature, because before you start using it, you need to enable the feature. And to enable the feature, I'll just jump onto some other environment because it is already enabled on my environment. How you can enable it is going on to your environments. On the settings pane, you have parameters. Click on the parameters. Beneath parameters, you have feature control in your ribbon button here. Click on that and you can click on enable subcontracting. So once you enable it, it gets enabled. And how do you understand whether it is enabled is on the projects tab, you see this purchasing area that comes up with 4 different sections: vendors, subcontract, contracts, contracted resources, and materials and order. Now, in order to start, there are certain basic configurations. Very few and very basic configurations that you need to do is you need to create a vendor. Of course, vendor is a subcontractor in the system. So in order to do that, click on the vendors part, click on the new button. We will not spend some time on creating a subcontractor, but we have a subcontractor already existing. So let's check out what has to be done. We click on new and create the account. We give it a name. So I have created a subcontractor by the name Zircon, added some basic details. One thing which you should remember is set the relationship type to vendor. And the second configuration that you need to remember is create the vendor price list. I'll just come to it in a bit. So post you save this, your subcontractor is added in the system. Now let's look at the price list. So from the price list tab, you can click on the new and create a price list. Well, I have created a vendor price list now here. Just ensure you create it with the right context, which is the purchase context, and set the right validity. But if you don't put the validity, is valid for the lifelong. Select the right currency. At the moment, I'm working with Indian rupees. And then ensure the roles are added in here with the correct price that you are agreed between. So I have used the unit hour. So per hour rates are all well defined here. So you can add as many roles as you're working with. So when the price list is set, your contracts are ready now to be created. Suppose this 2 configuration is done. We will now start creating a subcontracts. Now to create a subcontract, I click on the subcontract section here, click on the new button. And let's say we create a subcontract here for Zircon. So I have Udo Zircon subcontract that we'll create. Whatever description you want to put, select the subcontractor you are going to be working with, Zircon. The subcontract date, let's say we put it at today's date. The currency is Indian rupees, perfectly all right. Then I will select the contracting unit from where I want to execute the subcontract. Fabricam India is the one that I'll select. We will select the payment terms. Let's say it's net 30. And if you have well-defined contractor, the payment address and the bill to name and everything is fetched up over here. Well, other details are not mandatory. We'll not spend time on that. You can fill in as much required information here. Once you save this, the subcontract is here. Then you go on to the subcontract price list. Click on the new subcontract price list because we need to attach a particular price list to the subcontract. So we'll attach the vendor price list that we had created here. And we'll name it as, let's say, Udo Zircon price list. So that is a price list that is attached. The next that you want to do here is create some subcontract lines that we're going to be working with. So first we'll add two different types of lines. First is going to be the fixed price line, and second a time and material line. So let's add a time and material line, Udo Zircon fixed price line, which is going to be of time type fixed price. At the moment, this doesn't matter because they have not configured the quantity base and the work base type. This will be of high degree impact when they have enabled this feature. At the moment, it doesn't matter. So ignore this for now. And let's say I am creating the subcontract line for the role consulting lead. And it starts on 9th and ends on 9th of March. I need 100 hours of time. I'll not put in the unit price because I would like the price list to give me the consulting leads per hour rates. Post all the information is filled, I'll just save and close. So if you observe, we had 1,500 as the hourly price for quantity 100. It is coming to total 150,000. So this is the fixed price line that we have added. Now we'll add a new subcontract line for time and material. So let's say Udo Zircon T&M. And I'll select time and material line here. And again, I'll create 100 hours. And just leave it, just select a role, maybe from 9th until 9th of March. Again, I would do it for consulting lead here. And just save and close. So now you have two lines. One is for time and material and one is for fixed price billing method. The next thing that you do here is assign the resources over here. Now, before you create a subcontract line and move further, what I would like to show you is you can add a contact. I told you. So let's add a contact here for Zircon vendor. But before that, I'd like to show you something here. On the resources tab, let me duplicate this tab so it's easy to come back here. On the resources tab, let's search for a contact that we're just going to be creating. We'll create a contact call as, let's say, give me a good name, John. And if we search, John is not available here, but we'll try to add him as a contact and see how he can be added as a bookable resource here. Okay. So now I'll go to the sales section, contacts, add a new contact called as John Paul. Maybe he's a developer. Make sure you attach him well with the subcontractor. So John Paul is a developer working with Zircon. You can fill in as many other details required. I'll save it. So you now have a contact created here. You go back. Still, you will not find this John over here as a bookable resource. Let's do some magic here. What I'll do is I'll go back to my subcontract created. Euro zircon subcontract lines, and try to assign that particular contact on time and material line. So you can see the subcontract line. Now, if you can click on new, and there are three options. Either you can associate an existing resource, a user within your system, or a contact that you just created. So if I associated a contact that we just created, John Paul here, and I say I want him to work from 9th until the 9th of March, 9th Feb until 9th March for a capacity of, let's say, 100 hours, or let's say 50. Maybe we can save and close this. As soon as we've done this, it will create John as a bookable resource in the system. You see this? Now John is created as a bookable resource. Now he is treated as a resource who can do the time entry, work on the project and stuff like that. So now John is associated on time and material line. Now we go back and associate one more resource on the time and material line. Let's say I have Keith as one of our resource who can start working on, again, from 9th of February to 9th of March with a capacity of, let's say, 50 hours on this particular project. So now the resource is assigned here. So now looks like the contract is set well. We have identified who's going to be working on which line here. So now your subcontracts are ready. And if I go back out and say, let's say everything looks good, I want to confirm this contract, and I'll confirm this. So when the contract is confirmed, I'll mark the date when it was confirmed and save it. The next thing is you would like to understand how to work with this subcontract and how to associate it with your quotes and stuff like that. For that, we will go onto the sales tab and create an opportunity here. Click on the new one. You do. Let's say I'm more interested in zircon. Not zircon, sorry. This is going to be a customer. A datum, let's say, is the customer. And contracting unit would be, let's say, Fabricam India. Again, currency would be Indian rupee. And let's say the budget amount is 600,000. Looks like enough. You can save this opportunity now. And out of this opportunity, I would like to create a quote now. So I will click on create quote. Yeah, let's say the requested delivery is by May 31st. And the quote is going to be expiring by 18th of February. Save this. A lot of stuff gets enabled. We first go to the quote lines and create two different quote lines again, one for fixed price and one for time and material. So let's say we create zircon, Udo, fixed price quote line, and it's a fixed price line, and I will attach it to a particular project that we'll just create now. Zircon, Udo project. Okay, the estimated start date would be, let's say, 9th, and the efforts are 500 hours. Save and close. So the shell of the project is now created. We'll soon come back to this included tasks. There are two options: selected project tasks and all project tasks. At the moment, I'm selecting a selected project task, but I'll soon come back to this because we have another topic which is of interest to show you why we have selected this. And since it's a fixed price, I'll say I don't want to include time, expense, and material here. I just want the fees to be included. And I'll say this quote is for, let's say, 500,000. Yeah, save and close. Okay. Perfect. Now let's create a new quote line. Yeah. Zircon, Udo, time and material. It's time and material. I'll attach the same project here. And this time I'll say I don't want fees because I'm going to be building my lines here. I'll again select selected project tasks here. At this point of time, I'll soon come back and show you how to build my quote line details with another topic. At this point of time, just ignore this for now and assume there is some quoted amount here. Yeah, so at this point of time, we have two projects that we have, two time and material line and the fixed price line that we have attached here. Now, at this point, if you click on here, on a particular time and material line and click on related, just 1 second. Yeah, no, so let's go on the project now first and add some tasks. Yeah, moment. So you might always see this coming up on the screen, and how to resolve this is you go to the project.microsoft.com and authenticate yourself because you're working on project online. So you need to authenticate yourself. Once authenticated, you can come back here and just refresh the screen. Now, hopefully you will see the tasks. Yes. Let's add some tasks here. Task one, let's say T&M. I'm purposely giving this name. I'll let you know why I have given this name. Task 2, T&M. Task 3, FP. Task 4, FP. Okay. We'll add a column called as effort here. We'll put some duration. Let's say it's 10 hours, 10 days with an effort of 80 hours. 20 days with an effort of, let's say, 160 hours. 30, let's say 10 days and 10 days. We'll assign some resources here. Let's say we will assign John, Paul. Yeah. We'll assign here. Yeah. We'll assign Abhishek. Yeah. And let's say again John here. Or again Abhishek, should not be an issue. Okay. Now the tasks is saved. If you go to your project, now you will associate your subcontract onto a project. So if you click on the related items here, you can click on the subcontract lines. There is an option to add an existing subcontract line. So now you're tying your subcontracts to work with an existing project. So if you click on that, you will see two options, an option here to associate your lines that you've created. And if you see, you just recently created this fixed price line for Euro Zircon and time and material line. So I'll associate both of them here and click on add. Okay. So once you add it, they are now related to your this. And if you go on your team tab, you will see now that you are now having 3 contract workers that are working with you, John Paul, he and Abhishek Yadav. I am an existing employee here. I'm not a contractor. Okay, so now you are set here, but you see John Paul is working as a team member. We can click here and say, no, I am not going to be working here as a team member. I am going to be working as a consultant lead. So Now everything is set here. Okay. Guys, this is how we actually work with the subcontracts. Now, once you confirm this quote into contracts and stuff like that, and these guys, once they start doing the time entries will be tracked against this particular project, against this subcontract, and the subcontractors can then create their invoicing. So this is what exactly I wanted to show you when I wanted to show you how the subcontracting works